All right. It says we're live. Let me go ahead and set this up here. Get the chat set up. 3 people in the house already. Wow, that was fast.
Nice.
Live chat. All set up. Tonight we're going to be talking about the militia groups that are gearing up. Hey, brother Mike, how you doing this fine Sunday evening? It's 5:24 Central Time here in Wisconsin. We're going to be talking about all the militia groups that are gearing up, that are heading towards the Mexican, U.S.-Mexican border, all the 3%ers, Patriots, etc. I'm going to read some articles about it, and we're going to talk again about the dangers of this caravan. And got Big Brother Precious in the house, and he's actually going to be able to read the chat because we did a little got him set up on his tablet here, so he'll be able to read the chat through his phone. And here, in a few minutes, Big Brother is going to be joining us on the panel. Real quick, we got Brother Mike in the house. Yaz Will Soaring, afternoon. Sister Lisa in the house. I got a surprise for you. That mermaid picture you weren't in yesterday. So good evening from East Texas. Jose, how you doing, brother? Brother Fred Knotts, Brother Mitchell in the house. Sister Chrissy in the house so far. 18 watching so far. Before we get started, Sister Lisa, my wife worked on the picture for you. I'm not sure if it's exactly what you want, but I got to cover up the all natural. I don't know how good it's going to show in the picture. Here's the mermaid tail, the swirls, and the details are definitely not coming out. But she is all natural, so I'm covering that part up. If it's not what you want, let me know and she can add or darken it or whatever. But
hey, Fred.
anyways, I gotta cover the tatas up, but seashell for the earrings and the tail. Somebody retracted, but there's, kind of has an underwater look theme to it. I don't know if that's what you want, if you want more detail or whatnot, but that's what she started on. Is that something that you that's somewhat like you wanted, or if you're happy with it, or if you need some more? Jerry James, what up, brother? Nope, Gaming's in the house. I would go assist our military, but too far and hilariously outgunned. Absolutely. I honestly would absolutely love to go be a part of it. And to be honest with you, I just might. And in the house just popped in Big Brother. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, brother. Loud
Okay,
and clear. You are
believe
live?
it or not, this is my old phone.
Oh, that's your old phone.
Yeah, which seems to be working on the internet.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, you can use it. You got earbuds for that one?
Same old earbuds. I can hear, but there's no mic on the earbuds.
Well, you don't need the mic. I hear you loud and clear. Everybody hear Big Brother? Loud and clear?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Big Precious. All right, I'm going to read the chat real quick. Okay. We got Sister Melody Walsh in the house, Sister Lisa. We got Brother Nope Gaming, Jerry James in the house. What's up, brother? Once again, uh, the color truther. Hoorah! Hey, brother. Sister Lisa says yes. She likes the painting. Okay, well that's good to know. I hope. Um, I would not want to have a picture of a mermaid that's just too much like a fallen angel. Well, that's everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but when it comes to art, um, that's what Sister Lisa likes, and it's a painting that my wife made. So
It's in the eye of the beholder.
it's in the eye of the beholder, and it's not. It'd be different if she were to be worshiping the the as an idol, worshiping a mermaid. But anyways, that's here nor there. That's not what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about the militias, our true American patriots, 3%ers, patriots, militia, armed militia that are heading south to the U.S. Mexican border and are going to be a strong force to deter this caravan that is headed in our direction, a total invasion, which is funded by George Soros, the far left, globalist, elitists, deep state, etc. So, and there's some articles that I've got here talking about. Let me read one of them to you. So far, armed U.S. militia groups prepare to see off immigrant caravan at the Mexican border. Self-appointed militia groups are planning to head to the Mexican border to help halt the caravan of Central American migrants heading to the U.S. border. Border Patrol officers have already warned landowners in Texas that it expects armed civilians to go onto their property because of the caravan. So they already know, they've already pretty much agreed that they're going to allow it to happen. And I think it's awesome. It's very patriotic, and it's what we have to do in these times right now, and protect our border, because this isn't just a few immigrants coming over the border. This is an invasion, and there's many articles that talking about that there's already rapes going on inside the caravan. There are already crimes being committed, robberies, theft, beatings, etc. That mainstream media is not talking about. And we're just going to touch on that topic tonight and some other stuff. Got Big Precious in the house with his earbuds, and now he's able to read the chat and help me out. And then
I've had to reboot my phone, though.
we got Big Brother in the house with his earbuds so he can hear us better. Can you hear me? Turn your speaker on, brother.
Can you hear Donnie?
I think you clicked your speaker off. Go ahead and hit the hang up button. I'll call you right back.
It's the earbuds, bro.
It's the earbuds.
Can you hear me now? It's the earbuds.
That's weird.
Well, there's no microphone on the earbuds, and it doesn't seem to go through the phone.
Huh.
We'll go.
Just old school it. Can you hear enough?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Message retracted.
And brother Mike, yeah, where there's military going there, vets along with, yeah. There's a mixed bag of people going to the border.
Yes, absolutely. There's going to be military. Sister Anna's in the house. How you doing? Love you very much. Miss you. We got pumping your rusty septic tank. What's up, brother? Bless our patriots, our militia men, doing the Lord's work. Amen. Doing the Lord's work, protecting our border, protecting our people. And we actually, or not we, many people in Arizona along the border are putting up signs saying that militia groups are not welcome to stay off their property, yada, yada, yada. But I guarantee you, if an influx of these illegals come over and they're in their backyard raiding through their house, they're going to want the help of the militia, the border patrol, the 3%ers, the Patriots.
I'd be feeding those people. I'd have a big old barbecue. What do you need? You want to camp out in my house? You got it. You know?
Exactly. So what are your takes on it there, big brother?
I could probably play the bad guy here.
Oh, no, not again.
Well, it's an interesting situation we got going on. You've got the problems with Venezuela and Brazil and their economies. And, if you could look at it from a simple side, which is the caravan coming this way, or these people in mass exodus trying to leave Venezuela, or we can look a little deeper and ask ourselves, why are they trying to leave Venezuela?
They're leaving Honduras, not Venezuela.
Are most of them coming from Honduras now?
They're all coming from Honduras, and now a lot of Mexicans are joining. Plus, they're being funded. They're pushing baby carts or whatever. They're leaving piles and piles of trash, miles long. They all have brand new clothes. They're being fed, given water, and all this stuff. They've already broken many laws. There's, I would say, probably 70% of them are young men, and they've already arrested well over 100+ ISIS fighters that are amongst them. They've arrested a bunch of MS-13 members. There's already been rapes going on inside of the caravan, but these people are being carried on flatbed trucks. They're all being funded by, the Democratic
You've
Party.
seen all that. One of those that everybody keeps missing. You keep talking about MS-13, but there's also several other ones like the Latin Kings.
Yeah.
MS-13 is just one of many. Again, we have to ask ourselves, what is happening in these other countries that's causing them to, to want to invade us at this time?
Well, I will tell you.
If I could jump in for a minute, if these people are immigrants that are trying to leave their country for safety's sake, Mexico has offered them to stay there. Mm-hmm. They've actually offered them sanctuary, and they've refused it.
Yeah.
So you tell me.
And I'll say another thing too is with Mexico, which I wasn't aware of. Mexico is loaded with billionaires. I mean, extremely loaded. But it's it's coincidental that they're trying to make it before the midterm elections. Okay, and this is they are being funded. They got brand new shoes. They've got they're pushing these. They're leaving these baby carts where they're pushing like 3 or 4 kids. And some of these baby carts or whatever the heck you want to call them range from $500 to $1,000, and they're just leaving them off into the side. There's already been children that have been abducted in this thing, so you have child sex trafficking, pedophiles mingled in. But we personally, if we cannot house our own. Okay, look at your situation. Okay, with your Social Security. Okay, you've got stage 4 glioblastoma cancer. You've been a taxpayer. You worked your butt off for this country. You paid your taxes, and you're offered $500 and some a month to survive on. As soon as these people come over the border, they're given full medical, food stamps, and around $1,700 a month plus housing to live in. How can we afford an influx? And now they're estimating that it could reach 40 to 50,000 immigrants by the time they reach the border, and they're trying to rush them before the midterm elections. So
if they're seeking sanctuary, why are they going to walk 1,500 miles across the country? It doesn't make sense.
I didn't hear you. You broke up.
Okay. Why are they walking 1,500 miles when they can get in Mexico.
Well, yeah. Okay, you're saying why are they walking 1,500 miles? And you made a good point in the last stream. If these guys are, these younger guys are so strong and they're able to make this big hike, which they're not, they're actually getting rides and stuff. Um, why don't they fight for their own country? Why don't they try to, they say they're going to overthrow. Here's another thing, too, Donnie, that they're saying. They're videotaping it. They're already yelling out, "Death to Donald Trump." They're carrying their own flags. They're screaming "Viva Venezuela," "Viva Mexico," and they're yelling "Out with Trump! Out with Trump!" And they're threatening when they come over here that they're going to help overthrow and have Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, impeached. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's an invasion. It's not a sympathy thing. So I have to agree to disagree with you on that one. But we cannot
Oh no,
financially support.
Don't misunderstand me. Don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't misunderstand me. I see it's definitely an invasion. I mean, they said they were going to take California and eventually Texas, along with a lot of the lower states. So, what I'm trying to say is we need to look at. I agree with you that it's an invasion, and you need to repel any invasion.
Right.
At the same time, we need to look at what is causing this. Who is causing this?
Right.
There's a lot more to it than what we're seeing at face value.
Oh, absolutely. And there are people that are in the crowd, in the caravan, that are actually trying to get away from poverty. And we understand that, even as Christians, our heart goes out to them, but we honestly can't afford to take care of them. And Mexico has offered them, like Big Precious said, has offered them asylum and offered to give them a place. And why is it our responsibility, and they are 100%. It's, like I said, there are people that are really there in danger that want to get out of there, but it's definitely a political move from the far left.
Oh, yeah, and this comes back to what I was trying to explain many a times about something called individual sovereignty, the fact that we're born free. This, again, is an attempt to bring all these different people in here to add more Democrats to the roll, to overload our system so that it breaks America. I mean, I'll be the first one to agree with that. At the same time, I want to know what is causing them in mass to leave Honduras, Venezuela, Brazil. I mean, think about it. We have an entire continent down there.
Right. Yep.
And honestly, South America is a big continent, so a lot of room. So why or how or who's pushing them out of there or trying to encouraging them to come this way at this point in time?
Well,
I've lost the live chat. I lost the live chat for right now, but I can't remember who it was said that China is apparently behind some of it. I happen to believe that the Democrats at this point are, they're in fear of losing this midterm election fear porn, and they pay people, I believe, to travel to create havoc.
Well, yes, and
I think that's why they've left.
Well, they have been promised all kind. You lost the live chat?
Yeah, I have for now. It's okay. I'll get it back up.
Okay, because we got a lot of people on here right now, so they can't get free medical and welfare. Anyways, they've been promised by. There's actually video out there where they're being handed money. They're being funded. There are already ties to the group that are helping fund them, to Soros and other Democratic stronghold, so-called relief agencies. They've been promised asylum, all all kinds of stuff, food, housing, this and that, and they're actually giving them money, because they statistically wise, this track, you have people that are marathon runners and stuff, and they broke it down in some videos how many calories it takes to walk 20 miles a day. And these people, they, at first they were making it look like they were actually walking. But when the cameras were off, they're doing what's called leapfrog. They're taking a whole bunch of people on these flatbed trucks, and they're driving them 25, 50 miles ahead, coming back and picking up more people to hurry up and try to meet the deadline before the elections. We have 42 people in the House, by the way.
And Melody Walsh said, Donnie, they're being paid.
Yeah, there's actual.
Well, I have no doubt. They're being. I've heard the stories about the pamphlets that are given out to them, promising them all these free things they get when they get here.
Right. And the sad thing is when they get here and they are stopped at the border with the militia and the military, they're on their own when they turn around, because whoever's funding them is not going to pay them. It's kind of like Antifa not getting paid to protest.
The other day, when Trump was in Charlotte, you have to read between the lines, though. It's still a little scary what he said. He said, we don't want them here illegally, but all these businesses need employees right now. I don't know if you caught that. He says the businesses need people.
Yeah.
So they'll try to do a runaround somehow to make this more legit. If you remember, back in pre-2008, I canceled my membership to the Home Builders Association because they were pro-illegal immigrant, because they claimed we needed the cheap labor. Well, we're at that point again now where everybody wants cheap labor.
Yeah, tell me about it. I deal with it every day with this. It's, as, my brother and my brother, he went above and beyond. I'm a, concrete finisher, but he went to college. He's a certified building contractor. He's got his pool building license, real estate license. He was a police officer for 4.5 years, Daytona Beach police officer, all kinds of licenses. I mean, you went above and beyond. And, so you bear witness to, building houses cheap, like Miranda Homes, when they came through there and they were building those houses so fast and so cheap. And you could travel up and down the street and see all these houses and not see one white crew, white framing crew. Concrete.
It's that way again.
Yeah,
it's that way again.
Yeah.
And the quality of the work being done is very subpar now. That's what's bizarre about it. I've been watching them where, it used to be you wouldn't see them do the electrical. Well, now they're doing the electrical. And it's some things they're good at, some things they're not so good at. I'm seeing a lot of degradation in the quality of the work. I don't know what to say. It's definitely changed things. Things have changed. They're allowed in to increase the labor pool so that they can, drive down costs. An example I used to give is, say you're having your yard mowed for $20, you're having your car washed for $20, and you're having your house washed for $20. I bring in all these immigrants, and now you can get your car washed for $5, get your grass mowed for $5, and get your house cleaned for $5. Well, then how much more money does that leave you to go spend in the general economy? A lot more money, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it screws the ones like us that are out there working that need the money to pay our own bills, And,
right.
So what's up, Big Precious? Awful quiet. I know you're reading the chat.
I'm trying to get it back up. It keeps freezing up on me. Well, you look at Trump's done a good thing. Last I saw on the 18th, that we're 3.7 unemployment, which is really good. We're 3% inflation, blah, blah, blah. Donnie, you know more about that than I do. But
Big Precious, I'm losing your audio.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Uh, it is. We do have a free market, but I don't. These, what are there? 14,000 now coming up. Is that kind of the number?
Well, they're estimating between 40 to 50,000 by the time they make it here because it started out the mainstream media saying 4,000, which is total nonsense. There's already over 10 to 12,000 right now, but now you're having instead of just the Honduras immigrants coming over, you're having a lot of the Mexican immigrants that are joining in with this group. But for them to be screaming death to Donald Trump, and it's another thing too, Donnie. Fred Knotts pointed this out, brother Fred, that there's video of them burning the American flag. A lot of these younger guys they're already burning the flag, talking about death to Donald Trump, and stuff. That's why. And maybe the collapse of the government was created by their government, by Soros and the global elitists and stuff like that to force them, into poverty to come over here. But they're just not welcome, and it's dangerous.
Well, you've heard me, okay? Can you hear me for a second?
Yep.
I'm going to repeat this because you've heard me say this 100 times, but I think people here need to hear this. George Soros was in an interview once at one of the colleges. He was being interviewed by the professor, and they were asking him about one world order. And his reply was this: Americans' antiquated ideals of individual sovereignty are perhaps the largest obstacle to a one world order. And what individual sovereignty means is what we listen to every day. We are born free with inalienable rights. And he's saying the fact that we believe we're born free with inalienable rights is an obstacle to one world order. That's why they're doing everything they can to bring this country down. And somewhere on this laptop, I have the article from about 9 years ago, the Russian professor who said by now they thought they would have broken the United States into 7 or 8 different groups.
Right. And that's their agenda. And I'm glad you pointed that out. And the only way to beat that is to fight and stay locked and loaded. Right, Big Precious? Real quick, let me holler at everybody in the chat. Once again, we got Sister Southside's in the house. Jose's still here. Somebody says, Sister Sandy's case said, please, no foul language. If y'all are in there dropping the F-bombs, if you're new to the channel, you see a lot of blue wrenches. Our mods, brothers and sisters in Christ, they are locked and loaded with wrenches, and they will knock you right upside the head and kick you right out of the chat with no problem. So that's why they have them. We are we're a God-loving, God-fearing channel. We are a huge family here. We love our country. Most of us love our president. Some of them, don't, but tolerate our president. But they are conservative Christians with good, wholesome values and a moral compass. So if you want to come in here and drop F-bombs and talk silliness, they'll put you in timeout for a bit. But if you're here strictly to troll, they'll whack you right upside the head and kick you out of chat and block you. So that's how we roll around here. But anyways,
family
just wanted
channel.
to family channel. Amen, brother. Amen. So I want to say hey to everybody once again. Brother Mitchell, so glad to see you. Awake in Alabama. He says 100%, Donnie. Big brothers. Very exactly. Brother Mike Bassman. Sister Anna says, hi, Donnie. Love you. We prayed for you last night, Sister Anna, for your upcoming heart surgery and your cancer coming in. We have Sister Wendy Clark back in the house. Sister Sandy Kay, we love you. Praying for you always. Melissa Ayers, if I say your name wrong, that's because I spell and read like a drunk 3-year-old. And to start it off, if you're new, Thanks for watching Locked and Loaded. I knew it was going to happen again. Camera shy. Locked and Loaded 100%. That's how we roll around here. We stay locked and loaded, and we stay locked and loaded with the Word, Holy Bible, our Heavenly Father. Let me.
And I like Awaken Alabama had a good comment. This is way bigger than just the Caravan. Way bigger than just the Caravan. That is so true. This gets into a lot of dirty politics. The left wing, especially right now, it's very interesting timing that it's around this midterm election, and this is fear porn to take it off, to take the vision off of their losing at this point. And hopefully they will, but vote red, vote Republican, get out and vote, whatever your belief is.
Absolutely. It's can't stress it enough. Midterm elections are right around the corner. Vote red. Red tsunami.
Testing. Can you guys hear me?
Yo, look
we can hear you.
Look at Big Brother. Look at you, bud. You're high
geared
class
up
now. All right, now if we can figure out Big Precious's your audio is going.
You know, I can
maybe.
Does that make any difference by chance?
Way better. I don't know what you did, but way better. Maybe you had the speaker covered up or something.
Yeah,
that's
I had it plugged in. I had my pad plugged in too, so.
Got the laptop going, so I'm reading the chats on the right.
Oh, good. Oh, I keep freezing up, Donnie.
You can read the chat, okay. Thigh staff, the recent, the walkaway movement. If that's what you're talking about, the hashtag walkaway is huge. Sister Sandy K, keep an eye out. I just got your text message. If you feel compelled, boot them out. Balls in your court.
Yeah.
You know, 2 times in history, I think once was a general and the other one was a newspaper mogul.
Okay, I got to turn your volume
each
down
time.
a little bit, Donnie.
Do what?
I got to turn your volume down a little bit.
Oh, I'm too loud now, huh?
Yeah, let me see if I can figure out how
That's
to do
a first.
Let's see if I can figure out how to do it.
I got the power.
Try put the speaker away from your. Will it move from your? Will it bend away? Okay, try that.
Yeah, I'm trying to bend it down. Is that too loud?
No, it's much better. Okay. All right.
All right. 2 times in history, once a general and I think once a newspaper mogul, they went down south and took over Mexico. I don't know if you're familiar with that in the history books. And one of them, they sent our own military down to pull them back, but they had taken over the country.
Really?
So, you know, it's like Mexico right now, they need a Second Amendment because these poor people can't defend themselves against these drug cartels.
Exactly.
And as much as I hate to say it, our own government supports these drug cartels.
Oh, the CIA's deep in with them.
Yeah.
Yes, with all their black ops money, their Afghanistan opium. It's a shame. A lot of people also aren't aware that when NAFTA was written, a private company went down after NAFTA was written. They went down there to set up a dump for toxic waste.
Yes.
And Mexico said, no, you can't do that. And they said, oh, yes, we can. It's right here in NAFTA. And as a matter of fact, I think it was something like a $2 billion per day penalty for Mexico stopping them from installing that toxic dump.
I know. I've seen documentaries on a couple of those toxic waste dumps, and they show the horizon when the sun comes over. This green haze and the orange and all the cancer and everything, all the child birth defects and stuff, and all those chemicals come from the United States. And like you said, in NAFTA, But I definitely want to. We'll get back on that. But talking about, I would absolutely, you got to put your morals aside, I guess, when it comes to this invasion. But for our government and our police officers and our border patrol to go ahead and when they put warning in there, letting everybody know that be prepared that there are going to be armed civilians, there are going to be armed militias that will be in your property protecting the border. As far as I'm concerned, they're in agreement and okay with it. And constitutionally, Big Precious, he's got information on that. What is the Constitution? It's the states. I'll put the camera on you, Big P. I think we just
very, very technically. And I got this from the Chris Ann Hall show. She's a constitutional attorney. And when you break everything down, and I've been contradicted on different shows where I've dropped comments, but the First Amendment, it's up to it's the Second Amendment, sorry. It's up to the states to defend their borders.
Right.
And that calls for a militia.
Yep.
There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
I actually been to Chris Ann Hall. Took my oldest daughter to Chris Ann Hall. Brilliant
Awesome.
woman.
Oh, I remember you told me that.
Yep.
When you all went to go see. Yeah, I didn't know it was her. Thy staff, thy will. Mexico. Yeah, Big Precious said the same thing. Says, where did it go? Mexico offered people in the caravan asylum and they rejected it. Yes, they did.
They come into America. We come into America.
They're going to walk 1,500 miles.
They ain't
against asylum being offered to them. Well, they're going to travel. It doesn't make sense. It does, but on paper it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, like Tucker Carlson said, he had the one interviewer who's has a big mansion. I think he interviews for Vice News or whatever. And he was like, there are so many billionaires in Mexico and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And you have basically more land than we do, geographically wise, more open space. He says, why is it our responsibility? They're in Mexico right now. You have a ton of billionaires. Why don't you take care of them? And he's like, oh, just bouncing around the question. And he goes, well, how many are you going to take in? And
That's right.
Yeah. And he goes, well, you have a mansion in Miami. How many do you plan on taking in? 3 or 4? And he's like, oh, I wish I could, but I can't. It's not about the individual. It's about the whole, this and that. And he's like, well, how much money? Have you donated any money? And he's like, well, I wish I could, but I can't. And he's like, why can't you? He says, you're a liar. So anyways, I'm going to put it back on you and Donnie. I got to run and refill my coffee. We've got 41 in the house. Sorry for not keeping up with chat. I thought Big Precious was going to be helping me out here.
Well, I'm trying. My phone keeps swirling.
Oh, is
it?
Sorry about that. Go ahead,
What's
Donnie.
interesting is, like I said, there's a lot of beautiful country south of Central America. And, when I was up in the mountains just last year, there are a lot of, from Venezuela, Honduras, whatever, these students that come up from there to work the ski slopes. So it was kind of a surprise to see all of these Hispanic young men working the ski slopes. But I'm trying to remember there's one ski slope or ski set of mountains in South America, and I cannot think of the name of it right now, but again, beautiful country. So you got to ask yourself, what the heck's going on? Why? I know we have our economy is better, but for example, there is the same beautiful, pristine beaches all along South America, Central America, Mexico, that are ripe for development, or what's the word I'm looking for? There's the potential for them to have similar GDP, to have similar prosperity. And yet, who is in charge, who is squandering their resources?
Well, I'll tell you right now. Oops, my camera's off. You've got the elitists, but you've got the cartel. And if you remember, the new president-elect, what did he do? How did he run his campaign? He said that he was going to give the cartel, the drug cartel, complete amnesty, that he was not going to, with manufacture of methamphetamines, cocaine, drug trafficking, all that. That's what he ran on. As long as the cartel promised, if you go through the archives, you can see the video, and this is fact. And that's how he won. And he pretty much said, you don't shoot and kill us politicians. You have free range of the country. You can sell or you can make as many drugs as you want. We won't come after you. They let a bunch of people out of prison. And basically the cartel, runs that country. And plus, you have elitists and stuff that don't want certain countries to prosper. Soros and other big globalists that run the whole world. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's where it comes from. Look at Venezuela. 16 years ago, they were worth a fortune. And socialism doesn't work. And a lot of people say they have all this great oil. Well, turns out that their oil is actually junk. Takes a lot of money to what's the word I'm looking for?
Refine it.
Refine it. Yeah. So it's not top of the line oil, but they relied on only one resource, and that was oil. And now that they're in the situation there, they don't have something else to fall back on. Kind of like we are right now. We're more of the United States, we're more of a consumer. We don't produce much like we used to back in the old days, the industrial revolution.
We're the super consumer.
Yeah, super consumer.
And again, you're talking about countries that can be beautiful countries with lots of avenues for generating an economy. But unfortunately, it's all being mismanaged. And instead of taking a look at cleaning up their own house, they're just going to ship everybody over to us. Well, that tells me they're more interested in taking us down than they are in building themselves up.
That's the whole plan. And that's why it's so dangerous.
LC on the chat, if I can read, yes. I got my chat back up for a second. LC says, I think it says a lot that many former Republican reps are totally silent on this subject. They allowed it to get to this point. They helped it get this bad. I think there's a lot of people that have allowed that.
Well, yes.
What scares me right now is in 2008 or 9, I was in a macroeconomics class, and there was a test question. And the question went something like this. When you've expanded your technology and your workforce is maxed out like we are, we have a very low unemployment rate. What is the solution to propel your economy forward? And the answer to that test question was encourage immigration.
Right. Well,
here we are right now. We're at what are we at? 3.4% unemployment.
Right. What I had was 3.7. It might be fluctuated to that point.
Okay, so we're at 3.7 unemployment. You got everybody saying they need more workers. Of course, they want more workers. They don't want to pay more pay. It worries me that they'll do a runaround or an end around to find some way to make this legit.
Mm-hmm.
To bring them in here. Most, I was doing work over in Orlando, and I was good friends with somebody who ran a large Hispanic company, and we were talking about labor rates. And by the way, Walt Disney participates in this. We were talking about competing, and he said, Don, you can't compete against us. And I asked him, what do you mean? He says, well, we subscribe to a labor company that goes over to these foreign countries, and Venezuela, Honduras, and so forth, and we ship in 100 at a time or more, and they're exempt from the federal minimum wage laws. So where we have to worry about paying at least minimum wage, they were getting people over here by the busloads, putting them to work for $2 an hour.
Right. Yeah. They're. I remember you telling me about that years ago.
I couldn't believe that. I mean, how do the rest of us compete against these companies that are employing, labor at $2 an hour?
Right.
And again, by the way, Walt Disney participates in that.
Right. Exactly. And right now, it's somebody in here, Sister Wendy Clark says, this is true prophecy. I seriously believe that we need to vote God's way. Absolutely. And, I'm a firm believer that we're living in prophetic days and with the New World Order. And, that's the beast system, so to speak. And, but I want to get back on, the what we're facing, and people need to realize how severe this is. And I understand you, Donnie, what you're talking about with basically, these big governments, these big bankers, that's what I'm looking for. Not my mind's going blank, but
financiers
the finance. I mean, somebody had put in here, when it come to Venezuela, I think it was Vex Angel. Thanks. Good to see you, brother. Welcome. I missed you there. It said Venezuela is literally being surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. And that's true. You got Russia that wants their hand on Venezuela and all their, resources as well. And you've got big governments that, look at Gaddafi. When Gaddafi wanted to sell oil and gold, they took him out. And then you had Saddam Hussein, who basically did not want to use the petrodollar as well. They took him out. There's another leader that they took out.
Well, Fred Knott made a point about, getting into governments that Venezuela is in debt to China for $50 billion.
That ain't nothing, really.
And again, I have this book back in my old office, but it was called Confessions of a Financial Hitman.
Uh-huh.
And he was a CIA agent, and he would go over there, and they would set up these infrastructures like electricity and water, but they knew the people had no way to pay for it. So they would sell these infrastructures to like Venezuela, knowing there was no income to pay back the loans. And it really is a shame because, like I said, properly managed, these countries could be set up and they could prosper on their own. And it would, a lot of people don't know this. Do you know there used to be border skirmishes in the United States between each state? Like New York and New Hampshire would fight because one group would come over and try to sell their firewood across state lines. So in the early years of the United States, there were border skirmishes between states constantly over these very similar issues.
Right.
So, it comes down to economic management and infrastructure. I mean, think about it. We couldn't do what we do today in the United States without our infrastructure, our railroads, our highways, our stoplights, think about it. What other country can you go to where you can go down the highway and know that up the road, maybe 50 miles, you can stop at a Cracker Barrel?
Right. My brother and his Cracker Barrel, I tell you what. But there's something I was going to touch on when you said that. Daggone it. Anyways, I forgot exactly what I was going to say, but what you were touching on was oh well.
And again, it comes down to their infrastructure is a mess. Their law and order is a mess. You know, it's one of the things you learn about law when you're studying it. Law makes things predictable. You know what the outcome's going to be because you trust your legal system is predictable. You know, Mexico, their legal system is unpredictable. Venezuela, their legal system is unpredictable. All of South America, their legal system is unpredictable. Well, you can't run a business in a legal system or in a legal environment where everything's unpredictable.
Well, look at this situation this way then. If you want to come to the United States, we have laws, we have structure that you can come here legally rather than coming in mass to try to overwhelm our borders. We're going to stop you. You leave your country and not fight for it. Well, you're going to be in for a fight here, brother.
Yeah.
You know, come here and you're going to get it.
And Big Precious, you made a very valid point in the last live stream when we talked about this. These men are healthy. They're strong. If, you know, why don't they fight for their own country? You know, you've got other people, you know, other countries that have fought against their own country, like a coup and stuff like that. To me, it's all propaganda, and it's, you know, it's just coincidental. But we're going
to fight here.
Yeah, this is going to be something to the likes that we have never seen before, as far as I'm concerned. If
this is
the generation anyway.
If it can,
this comes down to.
Hold on, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
When this is going to be, if it continues and it grows and grows and grows and grows, like they're predicting, there is going to be bloodshed. I hate to say it, but if you're going to have a mass influx of illegals that break away from the main funnel point, because they're saying they're all going to go to the funnel point to the border, it's not going to happen that way. When they come over the horizon, which, you know, or the wall or the fence, and they're met with hundreds of thousands of 3%ers, militiamen, patriots, old men in a wheelchair with their double-barrel shotgun, I hate to say it, but there will be lives lost. Is that going to throw us into war with Mexico? I don't know. You know, I'm thinking outside the box. But when, you know, we can't look back at yesterday and say, well, you know, it's a screwed up system. It is what it is. What you're talking about, Donnie, is, you know, yeah, they've been screwed over big time, and they have no laws, like you said. You know, they're run by these major gangs, MS-13, Latin Kings, the cartel, this and that. I understand they're suppressed, but look at us. Look how unstable our country is right now, with the far left and Antifa and these feminists and all these liberals, and just, I mean, we're a mess right now.
It's all touchy-feely crap anymore. You say anything, you offend somebody.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we have so much.
Well, we're living in a time. I was listening to it last night on TV. You know, they're trying to blame the words or the rhetoric from Trump for, you know, the actions of a few, you know, or we blame the gun for the violence. We blame other violence on words instead of blaming it where it lays, and that's on the crazy person who did it. That's what I don't like about the left. They're always trying to find something else to blame other than just the fact that people were crazy sometimes.
Exactly. And it's great to see you in the house, and you make a great point. We got homeless vets on the damn streets. F no, we won't go. And you're absolutely right. And that's what we've talked about before. You know, we have veterans that are living on the streets that fought for our country, that were wounded, veterans that actually saw their best friends, their brothers in arms, shot and killed in front of them. And now they're sitting there, you know, yeah, they may have drug problems, but that comes from the VA pumping opiates down their throat, and the opiate crisis, you know, government drug dealing at its finest. But you have, you know, homeless women and children. My brother, you know, the government offers him, they're going to offer him a little over $500 for Social Security because he has stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer. And that's a kick in the face. That's a kick in the guts. Now, if I come
and
over.
a family.
Yeah, and the family. Yeah. You cannot support a family on that. You can't even pay 500 and some bucks is chump change, but I can come over and say my name's Javier and whatever, I'm not being racist or whatever. And immediately I get food stamps. Immediately I get health care. I get housing, and they're averaging $1,700 a month welfare. It's not right. You cannot be an American to live the American dream in the days we're in. We cannot afford to take on these people, nor can we afford, the crime, because all these ones that get arrested, people don't realize we have to pay to house these illegal immigrants. We have to pay for their lawyer fees. We have to pay for, their appeals, yada, yada. And you know how much it costs to deport these suckers? Costs a fortune. It'd be nice to save that money and use it for good and use it to house homeless. But it just doesn't work that way.
And I'll guarantee you that this is going to come up, that these people that want to come in that could get asylum, want to walk 1,500 miles, however they get here, even if they piggyback ride, that the comment's going to be made, well, it takes too long for them to be vetted to let into the country. You know what? That's our law. Stay in Mexico then. Go back to your country.
Yep.
Do you know that college is free in Mexico?
Is it?
Did not know that.
Yep. They have a giant university there, and it's free for them.
Well, they need to stay there and go to college.
That's what I'm trying to say. There is underlying nefarious effort to make this look like something that is not actually is. In other words, this mass exodus to come here for prosperity, when in fact you get free college in Mexico.
Yeah, that's
why.
A lot of this.
But that's why right now it just happens to be around a midterm election that's probably the biggest election in American history, at least of our generations, anybody that's alive. And tell me that's not a setup.
It definitely is, because if the Dems get the House and the Senate back, you can kiss your Second Amendment rights goodbye. We'll end up like Canada, if not worse.
Well, no, it's even worse than that, though, brother. Here's the problem we have. Who's paying attention to South Africa right now?
Oh, I know. Yeah, the farmers are dead.
Okay, so if we get enough of the wrong people here in the U.S., we could literally face the similar situation they're facing in South Africa.
Right. Exactly. And a lot of people, if you don't know about South Africa, you have the South African leaders, the African Americans that are that have been killing the white farmers, taking their land, and the African people, now that they're given the land to, don't even know how to farm. So now the farming is going to hell. They're not even allowing the white farmers to leave. They're raping and murdering these people. And, if you ask me, and the sad thing is Australia refused to take them. And Australia's got a very, I don't have my camera keeps going off, a very low population. But, and then Obama was over there a few months ago holding a rally talking about racism and all this stuff. And he wasn't far from South Africa. But, you have white farmers that are being, I see you, Jackson. Weatherman crawling in with his doggy. But,
hey, Jackson.
He can't hear you. Hey, Jax. Uncle Donnie said, hey.
Hi, Uncle Donnie.
And you made a good point, Sister Ann. Everybody called those FEMA camps a bunch of scams and this and that, a conspiracy. Well, where are they housing a lot of these illegal immigrants right now? Just happens to be how convenient. There's a few closed down Walmarts that they're housing these people in. So did they have this plan for a while? Now that's where they're going to house all these, 50,000 immigrants that come over. Who knows? But
the complaint will arise again that the children are separated from their parents. The fact of the matter is, it's on video, it's on record that Hillary Clinton and Obama both, and this is when Obama was our president, both said, "Oh, nothing we can do. It's unfortunate." Well, the same thing happened when immigrants came over and were vetted and they were separated from their children. It didn't just happen with Trump. He's trying to fix it, and he may have to use an executive order to do it because everything's getting blocked up by the left wing.
Yep. And how many Obama, the power of the pen, when it comes to executive orders, how many he did? Donnie, what was that? How to look up all those laws, executive orders that Obama did without the American people's our knowledge? I
don't know. It's been so long since I looked at that stuff.
1,000 something.
Some of them were as crazy as giving the government the power to come in and take over factories. And basically
they piggyback so much. They piggyback so much legislation now, and it's a dirty trick. They'll use this legislation that looks good face value, but then they piggyback and put on all this stuff on the backside, like the National Defense Authorization Act.
Mm-hmm.
It gets downright scary how they're sneaking stuff in or pushing it through at the 11th hour.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just,
real
it's
quick.
Bizarre.
If people go back and look at my video I did on the Domestic Terrorist Act that supposedly going to be passed this year, it clearly states that if you are a conspiracy theorist, if you believe in FEMA camps, Christians, if you are ex-military and stuff, you are considered a homegrown terrorist, and you can be pulled off of the streets, held without due process, and in prison for indefinitely without a trial, and you could be classified as a domestic terrorist. That was signed by President Obama, and hopefully President Trump, if it goes across his table, he's going to read up on it. But that's a true bill that is floating around the Senate right now. The domestic
actually,
you remember
that was
part
one of the
that?
reasons.
Do you remember part of that was if you had over 7 days worth of food stockpile that you were considered a prepper, and also a part of that?
Yes.
I remember that.
Yep, preppers too.
But that was McCain and Lindsey Graham were behind a lot of that for the National Defense Authorization Act.
Yep, and that's why I was proud of Lindsey Graham when it came to the Kavanaugh hearings, but other than that, I don't trust him as far as I could throw this house. Hold on, real quick. I want to see if we want to get the weatherman to say hey to everybody. He's laying on the ground. Give weatherman the seat. Let everybody smile. We got 32 in the house. We were clear up to 40 something. It's a great turnout. Thank you all, everybody. And Big Precious said he was going to be on top of the chat.
I'm trying. I had to reboot my phone again.
Okay. Just feel the glass.
Get in there, weatherman. Take me.
Okay, everybody's waiting on you. Put your headphones on.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, I can't see you.
I know I'm coming.
Hey, bud.
There's Uncle Donnie.
Hi, Uncle Donnie.
How you doing,
Big
buddy?
Precious.
I'm good.
Okay, there's chat.
See, no, wait.
Jackson, the weatherman. Action
See,
Jackson.
that's what I'm talking about. Jackson's got that blanket on. I told you it was cold up there.
No.
And technology. Okay, we got Brother Mitchell in the house, Sister Melody Walsh.
Jax from Melody.
An iPhone, John 316. Brother Fred Knott, Sister Wendy Clark, and Leonard.
Jackson, what's the weather?
Okay, there's everybody.
It's dark and cold out.
Dark and cold. Words of wisdom
Attaboy.
from the weatherman.
Can you hand me the octopus?
Oh, yeah. You want to explain the octopus?
There's an octopus outside.
Okay.
Well done.
Ugh.
I like your red headphones.
Tell them
The
about
red
your
wave.
experience. Tell them what. Guess who stole or took Action Jackson's football?
Secret Service.
Say it louder.
Secret Service took my football.
The Secret Service at the Trump rally took Action
That's way
Jackson's
cool.
football. And nobody at school believes them. So it's a true story.
I believe it. With your
Your
rocket
Dad should
arm,
have got a picture of that.
you would have hit Trump for sure with your arm. You got a good arm.
Hold it up. All right.
Backwards, but
No, it's
it's
not.
upside
It's
down.
okay.
Get out and vote.
There you go.
All right. You seem tired.
Well, you still have the right to.
That's right.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Later night.
Good night, Jack.
All right, big boy.
You what?
Huh?
Fred, I need
All
to
right.
reboot this phone out the door. That's right. It's swirling
Hold on,
again.
Jax. Hold on, Jax. I'll do this one more time, everybody. I'll show you how protective Marley is over Jackson.
Oh man, this is nuts. When I visited their house, I'll just throw this in. I made friends with Marley.
Get him, Marley.
Yeah, there you go.
I got it. Okay.
One of these days.
One of these days he's gonna bite me in the neck.
Yeah, my brother tells me it's not that cold there right now, but I've noticed he's wearing more than I've ever seen him wear in like the last year.
No, I gotta wear my amosexual shirt. Amosexual. Demonetized. All right.
We demonetized already?
Yeah, Marley don't play, Sister Ann. He does not play at all. What's that? No, I'm sure will be demonetized on this one. If you all saw the video I did for the troll, I'm definitely going to donate $20 out of my own pocket to the Trump administration with his name and thanking him. And I'm going to do a video on that. That'll be great. And I figured what I'm going to start doing every time we get a troll that leaves a nasty comment, I'm going to donate $1 and I'm going to thank them on each one. So
Yeah.
they have no idea that they're going to help support our president and our country by leaving their stupid comments. So come on, trolls, and bring it.
We'll put all their names in a hat, and the loser, I'm going to mail my phone because it's not working again.
Your phone's not working with the chat?
No.
You know, it's funny you
once.
say that. So my new phone wasn't working, so I grabbed my old Galaxy. I
Yeah.
think it's a Galaxy 7 or 8 because it's hooked into the Wi-Fi, and it's working like a champ right now. My new phone,
Wow.
not at all.
This is ridiculous.
I think your bandwidth using the tablet, Big Precious, is probably why, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, you're going to have to adjust your tablet again because you're losing your audio.
My
You know what, though?
power's going down.
It can't be the bandwidth, though, because I'm running my laptop and my cell phone together at the same time right now.
He's got 3 Rokus. He's got his tablet going, his phone going, his wife's phone.
Yeah, but the 3 Rokus, are they up and running right now?
They're always running when they're on.
Well,
I've got one
he's
on
not
now.
watching.
Well, my neighbor
His neighbor
runs
uses-
his cameras. Yeah, runs stuff through it too. It's probably got a load.
Oh, okay.
Ann says, guess that 5G ain't all it's cracked up to be. It just causes
No, it's only good for brain tumors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right, Donnie.
Bye, Apple. 32 in the house. We're not ignoring you, everybody. I'm glad you all are here. And, once again, you all do a wonderful job communicating back and forth through the chat. It's just hard for me to keep up. And Big Precious, we thought we had it figured out, but, unfortunately, he's just not getting enough bandwidth.
No, I got it back up. I have to keep shutting my phone completely down. Anyway, I got it back up for a minute. So,
well, when you see something and somebody you want to respond to them, you go ahead and cut me into Big Brother off. Don't matter.
I'll do that.
So, how you feeling?
A lot of people. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about Chris Ann Hall is her husband's a pastor. And if you know that. And Chris Ann Hall connected the dots between individual sovereignty and Christianity, and the fact that Christianity requires individual sovereignty, or the fact that it wasn't my fault. I was under the direct control of President Obama. So if we're all responsible for our own actions, that requires that we were born free and had freedom to, what's the word I'm looking for? Choice.
Mm-hmm.
Free choice. So if you ever get a chance to watch that one, it's a really good thing she puts together, how she connects the two of them.
I would highly recommend subscribing to her channel. She has a radio program that's often rebroadcast on YouTube. The issue that I have sometimes are like 38 minutes long, and that gets a little lengthy, but it's just chock full of constitutional information. It's really cool.
Knowledge is power. So 30 minutes to learn, if, like I said, if half the country knew our rights, and our constitutional rights and this and that, a lot of people would be standing up for themselves for sure. Do me a favor, if you can lean in. We've got a lot of new people in the house. I don't know if they've seen your hat yet.
Oh,
because it's kind of blurry.
I know he looks like he's doing one of those CIA things where he's trying to hide his face, and maybe we need to change his voice a little.
As long as you don't, if you
I don't know what I can do.
If you just stay still.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Make America badass again. Love that hat. Love it, love it, love it.
Somebody may be getting one. I don't know. Christmas is around the corner.
Still got Sister Melody Walsh in the house, Sister Wendy Clark, Sister Truth Freeze. We got Sister Ann in the house, John 316. Welcome. We got Sister Southside. We'll be getting your pictures and everything printed out tomorrow. I'll be signing them and sending them to Big Precious, where he'll be signing them and sending them out to everybody for the fundraiser. Once again, Sister Lisa, I'm going to show you the picture again. Cover up the tatas. You can't really see the detail, but I mean with the water and everything,
that just doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't. So if you can, Sister Lisa, if you can, I'm going to type in my email address. If you could give me your email. If you can email me your email, I'll show you an actual picture of it. There's my email in the chat. If you can jot that down, then send me an email. I'll send you an actual photograph of it, and you can see the detail, because this camera doesn't show. And if you want some stuff added to it, let me know. But you said you wanted a get an email again. It looks like me. Well, then you must be beautiful. The Patriots live in the communist state of California. Yeah, California is a commie state. So, but I tell you what, everybody, we need to support our 3%ers, our Patriots. I would love to go. Hey, December's, no telling what tomorrow may bring. I may be a part of it myself. Might hop on a plane, meet up with some people, and if it comes to it, I'll be more than happy to be a part of history and be right alongside of the militia, 3%ers, or whatnot.
Okay, who here knows where the 3% comes from?
I know, but you can say it.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Don't throw me under.
All right. During the Revolutionary War, most people do not know that during the Revolutionary War, there was basically no more than 3% of the population fighting at any given moment.
Right.
3% repelled Britain.
And
Something
they were
to
ready
think
at all
about.
times.
Yep.
They were ready at all times.
Farmers.
Yep.
They showed up with the weapon of the day, which in our case, they want to ban.
Well, I tell you what,
but
they're going to go ahead. When they come, the caravan comes. If they don't back out in time, they've got a huge, huge rude awakening ahead of them. And there's going to be protest and Antifa and all that. But I tell you what, when the Trump rally was here, there was not one protester because it wasn't a blue state. They only protest in Portland and New York and all that, where you have these liberal mayors that tell the law enforcement to stand down. Y'all are a bunch of sissies. You didn't show up in Wisconsin to do your silly protest because you would have got you'd have got stomped. But they go where they're protected. Simple as that. Where you have these liberal mayors. You got what's that? New York mayor Bellagio. He's garbage. Anyways, the mayors that tell the law enforcement to stand down. Donnie, you could tell them about when BCR, as a police officer, when you were a police officer, how frustrating was it when you were told to stand down?
we were told every night, don't be the officer that starts the riot. We were told that what we would have arrested people for during spring break, we were not allowed to arrest them for during BCR. Cameras were told to basically turn off because they didn't want what was happening during BCR to be shown on television because it would have tarnished the image of Daytona Beach. I saw things.
You can be open.
I can't explain to you. Defecating on the sidewalks. Having sex on the back of cars right in the middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
It was just hoodlums. I mean, total hoodlums. And they would be even worse. I can remember the following day. They would in the hood, you'd call it. It's hard to even explain it. It was just they can act like complete idiots sometimes.
Right. And,
for those of us that don't know, what was BCR? Is that what it's called?
Black College Reunion.
Black College
Reunion. Okay.
In Daytona Beach. And a lot of stores would actually, on beachside, would close down and board up their windows. They would trash the place. There was a lot of carjackings. They would, smoke weed, drink, throw beer bottles off the bridge. They were having sex right in the middle of the street, in front of children, this and that. There was an incident.
They caught one officer. They caught one of the SEO safety officers. They don't carry guns. They're just like semi-volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
They caught him on the bridge, and he was riding his bicycle across the bridge, and they basically urinated all over him.
Yep.
And he couldn't do anything because he was by himself.
Yep. So that just
Yeah, those were the days.
so you
Wow.
understand the frustration that these police officers that have to stand back are told to stand down while Antifa beats the crap out of elderly people, women, children, Trump supporters. It's the days we're living in, and it's ridiculous. And that's why we don't need this uptick in violence. I got the camera on you, Big P.
Oh, Sparky just walked in.
Well, let's see
My
Sparky.
sidekick. He's my weatherman. Well, Sparky, where'd you go? Come on. Here's Spark.
Wish Antifa came
Oh,
to
well.
Kentucky. They wouldn't leave. That's true, Southside. They'd be buried in
Have
the
you all
mountains.
noticed the rise in there's a polio virus or something going around again?
Yes.
We had eradicated most of that. Some of these diseases that we eradicated are coming back again because why?
Immigration.
Yep.
Agenda 21.
Uncontrolled immigration. Nobody's being medically examined before they come across here. So they're bringing in things that we haven't seen. Yeah, they're bringing stuff back into this country that we haven't seen in 40 or 50 years.
I believe
that's why the laws that we have to enter the United States legally consist of vetting, and that's to make sure the children belong to these people that claim that they're their parents, etc. It's all one big issue.
Well, I saw the other day there was 15 or more of these kids that are coming down with this weird I don't know if it's some kind of polio virus or something, but how would you feel if you were one of the parents?
Yeah.
And now your child has come down with this. That's got to be insanely upsetting.
Yeah.
I think it was Sister Southside or Sister Wendy Clark the other night that said that brought that up. The diseases that will be brought over the border with this mass immigration caravan. And you're right. And I saw a statistic on average 5,000 people cross the border illegally every day. So that caravan at 10,000, that's only 2 days worth of illegal immigrants. So we need stronger borders. We need to take a stand. And people, there are, let me read
Okay. Someone put it on the chat right there. The adenovirus strain, 7 or 6 have died already.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That was from Ann.
Yeah. Ann's a nurse, home health aide, but she is definitely on top of it. Anybody here in the, if you want some truth and some serious knowledge on when it comes to what's going on, especially with diseases, subscribe to her channel. She's got an awesome truther channel. She phenomenal, and she exposes a lot, especially with disease X and all kinds of different stuff with like Agenda 21.
She just put on. By the way, Sister Ann said it's actually the CDC we must worry about. That's a good point.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think it was Bush that was moving the CDC from the island back over to the mainland.
I wouldn't doubt it. But
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. So if you all see her in the chat, click on her picture, and then you'll see the 3 dots. If you can show her some love and subscribe to her channel. It's detrimental, honestly, to have the knowledge that she puts out there, because it could save your life one day for sure. And you don't have to thank me at all. Strongly promote your channel. I've learned a lot.
She also just said, yes, I'm all over the place with my topics. I trust nothing. And those are people I like.
Right. Yeah, I was asked the other day if I wanted a flu shot, and I was like, yeah, right. Doctor, no. When they were checking this. You want your flu shot today? Kiss my backside. I've never had one. I'll never get one.
I just went over and subbed to you, Ann. My phone's working for a minute.
Is it? Good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to read an article. You know, we all need to band together. And this is from the far right. Activists are raising money and announcing plans to head to the Mexico border to help the caravan of Central Americans encroaching. President Donald Trump's attacks on the migrants are making. Let me blow this up. President Donald Trump's attacks on the migrants making their way towards the U.S. is what causing militia members to turn out in record numbers to head towards the caravan. And it says about 4,000 people are in the caravan. But right here it says Donald Trump's attacks on the migrants. He's not attacking the immigrants or the migrants heading this way. You know, the far left is spewing this. They're already blaming, you know, his rhetoric is why these so-called bombs and white powder residue were sent to the Democratic Party, which I believe is a bullcrap false flag, you know, or, you know, not like false flag, but was created by the far left because
they are desperate.
Well, Sister
they're
Sue
totally
Woods,
desperate.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sister Sue Woods made a huge, I got the camera on you, but she made a huge valid point. All the packages, when they showed them, did not have the stamp on it. When you go to a post office and you mail something out with postage, they stamp it. Pretty much, you know, and all of them, all the packages, they didn't have the stamp on it. So those were strategically placed. They didn't run through the mail. Yeah, they were found by the post office and this and that. But then again, how much have we heard from that anti-Trump, anti-Semitic guy that shot up the synagogue yesterday, killing 11 people? You know, still haven't heard much. And now they're saying, CNN is saying that Donald Trump has created all this anti-Semitic rhetoric. Okay, is he not the one that put the U.S. embassy in Jerusalem? Is he not the one that made Jerusalem the capital of Israel? How can you be anti-Semitic when you're pro-Israel and did what all presidents said they were going to do and never did? You know, Obama ran on, I'm going to make Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Never did it. President Bush Jr. said he ran on the campaign. I'm going to make Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Never did it. Bush Sr. said the same thing. Never did it. Trump did it. But they're saying now that his anti-Semitic rhetoric is what caused all this to happen. Bullcrap.
They're desperate.
Exactly.
This comes out of desperation. Mad Maxine Waters, Hillary. From Hillary, we've gone from deplorable to Maxine Waters now calling us expendable or whatever the proper word was.
Expendable, exactly.
You know, if you want to get down to brass tacks, who are the fingers pointing at? And it sure isn't Trump.
Exactly. You know, they cannot take, you know, okay, you got Mad Maxine Waters calling, get up in all their faces at a gasoline station, create, you know, when they're eating, get up in their faces. You got Bernie Sanders that condoned Antifa's protest and violence. Hillary Clinton said there will be no civility until we get back the House and the Senate. Right there is a underlying threat. Means we're not going to stop fighting the protests and the violence aren't going to stop until we get back the House and the Senate. You got Cory Booker that said some crap that he's a total freaking piece of garbage.
Alec Baldwin called to overthrow the country. Come on, man.
That was Robert De Niro.
No, I saw Baldwin.
Yeah, you're right. Alec Baldwin said that we need to overthrow the country. Yeah, bring it. You know, you Hollywood elitist. You know, it's just, you know, we're living in really divided, racial divided time. in Black Lives Matter when I shared that link with you, when that young black man actually went on the website and did research. He said nowhere on the website did they talk about black males and being a part of a family raising children. It was all about the LBG community, feminist, transgenderism, this and that. Had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, and it was created by white liberals.
They have done nothing for the black community. And if somebody can correct me on that, I'm open, but I haven't seen it. BLM, Black Lives Matter, where are you, man? What have you done that's been positive? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you got Al Sharpton, who's one of the biggest race baiting people out there that causes racial divide.
Farrakhan,
yes, he's Muslim, screams kill. And Obama had Farrakhan in the White House. They speak kill the white man, kill the white man, the white devil, this and that, kill white people. But it's okay for the far left to spew their rhetoric, talk about wanting Barron Trump to be put in a cage with pedophiles and raped on Twitter. All this stuff, all this hate and violence and this mob mentality. And they sit there and say that Trump supporters are the dangerous ones. And, give me a break. All right, brother, camera's on you.
Say what?
Which brother? Go ahead, Donnie.
Big brother.
You're on.
I'm sitting here fighting with my computer. Suddenly, the laptop isn't connected to the internet. Oh well.
My phone must have triggered something on your end.
Well, it was weird because, I got a thing from. I pushed a button and I got all this background stuff, and it was on Chrome, Google Chrome. You could see the same. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 666 that they do for CERN.
Yeah, CERN is.
Yes.
It has that same. Well, it has that same 666 symbol from that CERN uses, but it was on the Google Chrome for a minute. I almost turned it around. I wanted to show you guys. I was like, "What in the world?"
Oh, that's
nice. And then if you look at Google Chrome, the emblem, look at the emblem right there, and see if you can piece it together. What I'm seeing. So
can you point at it?
Okay, hold on, man. I'm gonna turn it around. Look at the emblem.
47 icons.
Can you see that right there where my finger's pointing?
I just got a blur.
Your picture froze up.
Anyway, it's the Google Chrome symbol that seems a little odd. That was a little different. That's the first time I've ever seen it like that.
Isn't it normally kind of round?
It's round, but if you look at it, you could pull 3 6s out of it.
I'm going to see if I can get my phone to show it.
Channel Observer. That's a great point. Has anybody ever...
Here it is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Channel Observer. How you doing, brother? New to the stream here. It says, has anyone ever wondered how people climb those walls when they are so desperate for food? They wouldn't have the energy. Solid point. Good point.
Yeah. Well, and they're walking 1,500 miles. If you want to, you might want to see if you can see the Chrome, if that'll show up. I may have it backwards or something. Let me point at it. It's this one. You can see my finger.
It's coming up blurry. What is it, like a New World Order symbol or something?
It shows. It looks like a 666 when you look at it because it's a round deal. It's got a circle in the middle and then 3 angles. I'm sure this is what you were talking about, Donnie, and they're different colored circular patterns, but you could make a 666 out of that really easy. Yeah, absolutely, I see what you're saying.
Oh, my camera's off again. But okay, I'm going to take 2 seconds. Everybody in the chat, like the starving people of Venezuela channel, yes. Yeah, they are. Sister Sue Woods is in the house, and Brother Brian Griffin, our brother in Christ, our comedian, who is definitely an awesome brother in Christ. Absolutely hilarious. Yep, there is no way they are starving. They're not. They are being fed. They're being trucked. They've got, if you look, they've got Nike shirts. They've got Under Armour shirts. They've got Adidas shoes, Nike shoes. They're doing very well. And they're
Well,
saying,
again, this isn't really about. This is about destabilization of our country,
yep,
and to some degree, ask yourself if it's not also about depopulation.
exactly.
Again, you're bringing in all these people here who have
Diseases.
who, who have God only knows what.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's depopulation and destabilization.
Yeah, definitely look up the Georgia headstones. I watched that again, Dabu Sevens. And on top of on the top, it looks like blood, like they had some kind of a sacrifice on top of it. If you're not familiar with Dabu 7, I strongly urge you all to check him out. He's another truther channel. He actually gave me a shout out on my channel. And Conservative Resurgence. I'll put a link to his channel in the comment section after the live stream is over. He's absolutely awesome. And Douglas, Big
Douglas
Precious,
M. Ducote. Douglas M. Ducote.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
he's one of my favorites too.
yeah, I'm gonna put a bunch of links in the comment section after this live stream is over.
He served four, I believe it was 4 tours. Was a police officer. Is huge on supporting our vets, and he speaks the truth. He gets right down to brass tacks. I really like his information.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, going back to Channel Observer again, I just watched it live down there. They were interviewing one from Venezuela. I've seen a lot of videos of Venezuela and stuff. Boy, there's some chunky ones there. Yeah, they don't look very hungry to me. And some of the ones coming from Honduras, and they don't look out of breath either. So, but getting back to what my brother said, going back to Agenda 21, depopulation, you got 5G. I just found out I wasn't familiar with these smart meters. And I remember there was a huge outrage with these smart meters when they first came out. And I wasn't really wide awake, didn't really care. And the frequencies that come out of these smart meters, they say it's because that way it's easier for the meter readers. They don't have to, cuts the cost of having to have people actually drive and walk and read the meters. But the frequencies actually are these waves, frequency, microwaves, whatever, actually biologically change your DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Up to 100,
Donnie.
up to 150 yards away, and mine's about 20 feet from my head. This is my brother's room when he's up here, but in my bedroom, our smart meter is right outside. It's about 20 feet from my head. And I didn't realize that it actually biologically changes the cells in your body and your DNA structure. And,
which is the beginning of, guess what?
Cancer.
That's how you cause cancer. So, that I stayed in that house in Florida for almost a year by myself.
Yep.
While the family went up to North Carolina. And, you often wonder, with that smart meter, could you, or does it have the ability to be amped up? Say you were in there by yourself, do they have the ability to pulse it? And I saw a guy on, I think the video you sent me, where he showed that the smart meter was pulsing.
Yeah.
From safe to off the charts.
Yep.
So yeah, every day I wonder how I got this.
Yes, and if y'all are new to the chat, just coming in, this is my big brother, Donnie, who's battling stage 4 glioblastoma, terminal brain cancer, which John McCain Senator John McCain died of, Joe Biden's son died of. So if you all can keep them in your prayers, it's highly appreciated. And my brother's fighting the good fight, and his camera just froze up. So I'll click back over to me. Something happened to your camera there, big brother.
Yeah, I
I've got a.
see Sam.
Oh, go ahead.
I can see you.
Oh, sorry.
Go, Big P.
I've got an EMF detector on my phone. It's an app, but the scary thing is, I'm sitting here right now, and I don't know if you can see this, but I'm over 500 milligauss.
Wow.
I've got it pointed up. If I point it towards anything, we've got a smart meter. Let me turn it over that direction. I'm in my downstairs. It's over 540 milligauss, and I'm 2 rooms away from the thing.
And
that's a lot.
I believe it's supposed to be 2.0 is acceptable.
Yeah, this is just nuts. And I'll try to show it again if you want to. It's showing 400 and something. I'm just sitting in my downstairs.
Yeah, it went up to 555 just a second ago when you held it.
If I turn it, it'll probably kick way up, I would guess.
It went down.
Yeah, it's nuts.
They're saying there's a huge increase in this glioblastoma. A lot of people getting it.
Yes. What, 30 cases in, was it Broward County?
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie, Florida, 30 cases. And it's
all in the same area.
Yep. So
you ask yourself,
I mean, what's the likelihood of that? What are the laws of? I mean, the stats on that happening in that one area. That's just
highly
naturally
unlikely, unless there's something. And again, they're looking into it, trying to figure out why it's such a concentrated area. But at the same time, if you go in and Google this stuff, England said 10 years ago that these things were going to cause brain cancer.
Yes. Good night, Sister Ann. God bless. Thank you for coming in. Hope you get some
God
new
bless
subs. Go ahead, Donnie. You said 10 years ago they said it would cause cancer?
England did a study 10 years ago, and they said that these cell phones were going to cause brain cancer. And everybody was ignoring it, saying, oh, no, we'll be all right.
Did you know
apparently
England and another country refuse to allow Wi-Fi in elementary schools and daycares?
Yeah.
And now you think about, okay, I saw a video. All the kids now, especially in Florida, they changed where they have to do all their work on tablets. And they're saying it's to create, sterilize our youth for depopulation, because they lay these tablets in their lap right against the genital area. Plus, you have like Jackson School has tons of computers. So you think of all the 5G that's just going around these schools.
That's what I was just thinking about.
You know, and it's.
But this is like Rome all over again with the lead pipes. You know, the lead pipes did all the neurological damage to the Roman citizens. And here we are using this 5G, and I think at 5G it starts to mess with the molecules. I think 2.4 can actually make the molecules begin to vibrate in water. So I can only imagine what 5G is doing to the human body.
Exactly. And
you know what? And it's our generation that needs to call a stop to it or do something. And what do we do? You know, how do we put the brakes on this?
We're living in the last days, brother.
It's like the lead pipes in your house. I guess they didn't want to give up their running water.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Sister Minnie in the house, Sister Sports Fan. Oh, and Brother Brian Griffin's handing out free hugs. That's good.
Brian.
Okay, hold on. I missed something. Brother Mike, you're my dad of cancer in Madison, Wisconsin. your dad has cancer or he passed of cancer. Either way, my heart goes out to you, brother. Hey everyone, hugs are great. Yes, hugs are great. Wendy Clark.
Oh, there we go. I'm back up again.
Attaboy.
Keep going in and out.
Okay, thank you. Truth Freeze, Sister Truth Freeze. It says locked and loaded. Check the how to shield smart meters. Easy peasy. I'll definitely look into that. I
And
got
let
the,
me know.
It's not just that though. I challenge every one of you to go look at the back of your router now. In the back of your router, I guarantee you says 5G.
Oh, absolutely. I'll definitely check. Why
You
is
know, it's too late for me, but the rest of you, Himalayan sea salt, the pink stuff, turmeric,
black pepper?
turmeric and black pepper.
That.
Definitely stay on a multivitamin. But I'm telling you right now, you know, I wish I'd have been paying more attention to this stuff 3 and 4 years ago.
But how would you've ever known, brother? That's the way I look at it. You know.
Yeah.
It's like
well, you know.
I would have never heard of the word glioblastoma.
Yeah.
I would have never got into researching 5G. People like Sister Lisa, she has her 2 children are autistic. You know, if she wouldn't have probably ever had, autistic children, autism wouldn't be such a huge part of her life. You know, how on earth would you have known to protect yourself, knowing all it's sad to say, but
yeah,
it's not your fault.
Mitchell Reese added on here marijuana, which I agree. I use
tell
hemp
Reese
oil.
I'm running out of my chaga mushroom.
Oh, you're running out of your
He's on here.
I'm starting to run low.
Yeah, I don't think Roland comes on here anymore.
He's on his channel was up earlier, probably about an hour earlier.
Yeah, I saw he had to cancel his live stream because he's been working so much. But that's another good channel. Everybody should check out Rolling, which a lot of people here are sub to him. Rolling Homestead Wild Edibles, Wisconsin. He's got a great channel.
He's very knowledgeable about natural healing foods, which I think he grows so much of that stuff too. That's good.
Absolutely.
I just got the other day something called Boswellia. No, I can't remember the other half of it now. It's another one of these that Boswellia.
Profit Easy One. I'm glad I forgot. I gotta send him some cash. Yeah, like the CBD oil.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would have, because I don't smoke marijuana, and I didn't know the benefits of it till Boneyard come along when my brother Donnie came down with this, and then I've done a lot of research, and like Charlotte's Web when it comes to seizures and stuff. Natural holistic healing, God's medicine. It's I personally won't smoke it because it makes me just, when I was younger, it made me stupid. But if it means saving your life, I'm all for it.
You say that, but I got tired of it real quick. I got tired of it real quick because it just leaves you tired for 2 days.
Do you have to have the THC in it though? Does it have to contain THC?
There's supposed to be a doctor here that I haven't met up with yet, but they do the CBD oil with the THC in it that you ingest instead of smoke. And I've been trying to look into that because the smoking stuff, just like I said, it just leaves you tired for 2 days.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off real quick. Sister Truth Freeze, the frankincense. Donnie actually does have a bottle of the frankincense anointment oil that Big Precious gave to me, and I passed on to him. So, thank you for that as well. CBD, it helps with bipolar and depression as well. That's my daughter calling.
Yeah, C.S. Wood says do the edibles, not smoking.
Hold on.
I would think it would be a lot more healthy to eat it rather than to smoke it for your lungs' sake and all that. But
yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm on live stream with Uncle Don.
I'm actually getting the live chat here.
No, the headphones off.
PTSD and OCD are helped also, and that was not like others. Saying that.
What's wrong? Something like that. Huh? No?
Sorry, not leaving everybody sitting here. I'm finally able to see some of the chat. I'm just rolling back a little bit.
That's what I'm doing, reading some of the chat stuff right now.
Yeah. Shout it out if you see something that you Ryashi, this is from Mitchell Reese. Ryashi mushrooms too? Are those the psilocybin kind?
I don't think so.
You might if you can explain that, Mitchell. I'm curious. And I saw one. Let me get up here. Oh, okay. Truth Freeze said, and I'm going to try to pronounce this, Lugol's iodine and such. Lugols iodine. I've not heard of that. I don't know. Truth Freeze, can you maybe elaborate on that? Because you said that a little while ago. I'm just kind of rolling back through. My phone finally came back up here. Oh, okay. Mitchell Reese said, yeah, right, Big P. So, yeah, that would be a psilocybin. Let me look at the mushroom again. Sorry about that.
Sister Sports Fan said, be right back. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I'm back. That was Haven, my daughter, calling. I'd take the call. Me too, Sue. Laugh out loud. Valium made me freak out. I don't know how people freak out on Valium. I have to take diazepam for my seizure disorder. It doesn't even affect me. But if I don't have it, I'm screwed.
I've been given a lot of advice on the.
Take your speaker.
Interesting. I got the power here. Anyway, on the there's a glioblastoma on Facebook, and a lot of the other people were complaining about the tremors, and I've been given the advice on that with the diazepam.
Yeah,
that's helped me immensely with the tremors.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
Exactly. It affects that part of the brain and the receptors, and and that's what helps with the seizures. Now, I've actually thought about trying to eventually wean myself off of the diazepam using the CBD oil, because I think it affects the same. If it helps with seizures, that's why I take the diazepam. So,
problem is, the diazepam you get for next to nothing with insurance. The CBD oil is $300 a bottle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's true. I just hate being prisoner of that. Wendy Clark, it's no wonder that LA has the entire occult division. Yeah, I heard Leonard, the Illuminati is huge up there in the mountains of Colorado. It's like one of the largest satanic cult areas. It's almost like a town of Illuminati, satanic, like I don't know. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Okay, I gotta get ready for bed. Love you all. Sister Melody, we love you. God bless. Have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams. And we'll see you on the next one. You're always in our prayers. You're wonderful. God bless. Yeah, you're right, Brother Brian. If it's natural, it always costs more. He is totally full. Pennsylvania is totally full of satanic groups also. I wouldn't doubt it. There's such a strong uptick of Satanism, you know. That's why we're, you know, definitely living in prophetic days.
Well, they've taken God, you know, I'm beating a dead horse here, but they've taken God off our money, out of our buildings, out of our schools. You know, what's going to fill that gap? It's not going to be anything good.
Oh, of course. You know, it's a, you know, and it says in the latter days that, you know, Christians will be persecuted, you know, and ridiculed, and that's on the daily. You know, that's why I love that picture I did in the video, Not Ashamed. When I was on the airplane, when I had my Bible with me, I had those two couple, you know, looking over at me like I was crazy. The old me wanted to punch him in the neck, but, you know, that would kind of be a little weird, you know, holding the Bible and reach over the aisle and punch some dude in the neck.
Hey, you got blood on my Bible.
Right. So, but everybody, it's Sunday night. We got 33 in the house. Well, once again, let's touch on the topic, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a prayer and then hop off here. But many of y'all know that we have basically our 3%ers, our militias, you know, all across the country, and a large crowd of bikers that are banding together that are all gearing up and heading south to Texas to defend our border. So I urge everybody to pray for their safety, and I'm going to try, maybe if things fall my way, I might try to maybe spend a week down there, because if they don't arrive till December, maybe I'll have a way to get down there. But if they do make it before the midterm elections, I won't. But prayers for our strong men and women that are going to be out there donating their time for our country, locked and loaded, protecting our border from this invasion. And know that we are living in very prophetic days. You know, depopulation is definitely on the rise with the 5G and all this. The globalist elitists, they want, you know, Georgia headstones. Check those out and get right with God. And many of you all are. And thank you all so much for participating in the chat. And everybody, for Sister Sue Woods, once again, we were able to raise her $185. You know, we'll eventually get to amen there, Fred Knotts, 3%ers all the way. Yes, you can report for us, Justin. Yeah, I would love to be on the border alongside of all these militia members and 3%ers, and right there, locked and loaded, right beside them, representing our family here. So
Amen.
Never know what happens. Never know what happens. So, but anyways, thank you all for the support for Sister Sue. Thank you for the support for my big brother. You all have come through tremendously with your prayers. Continued prayers for everybody. And we'll have Big Precious lead us out with a prayer bomb, and have my brother say a couple words, and then I'll lead us out with the famous Locked and Loaded. And thank you all. This was once again an unannounced prayer stream, or not prayer stream, live stream, prayer stream as well. But, you know, we got solid patriots headed to the border to defend our country. and you've got these little Antifa libertards that don't even want to get out of mommy's basement till 1 o'clock in the afternoon that are going to be there protesting. Y'all better watch out. You're going to get beat down. Go ahead, Big Precious.
All right, we ready? All right, let's do a prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you. Our main issue for tonight was our border security, Lord, and the Patriots that are showing up. What we call militias. The military troops that are able to go. Lord, bless our police officers and the bikers and anyone that's able to come protect our borders, Lord. Enter into this, Lord, and only you are able to make a change of heart of the people coming this way that wish to come in illegally. As we've talked about, we have a legal process for these people to enter our country. Lord, have them take that avenue. I pray for our family on this channel, Lord. We all have needs, and I pray your anointing and your healing, and whatever the issue is, whether it's financial, Lord, bless all of those that are able to watch, and the family members that haven't been able to watch, Lord, maybe they could watch us later, and work your miracles in their life. And that includes with our brother Donnie with his what I'm going to call his having had cancer. I'm still claiming faith and truth. And just help Justin too, Lord. Justin and his family. We need to keep him held up in prayer. He's such a great guy to host these things and come up with the ideas, and bless him spiritually and financially, and help his family. They do so much. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Like always, our Big Precious prayer warrior, another solid prayer bomb. And big brother, I love you very much. I miss you. I hope that I can get you up here for Christmas. You're frozen
We'll
up.
get there.
We'll get there. Okay. You hang in there and give me a call tomorrow and get you a good night's sleep. And thank you.
I just wanted to
go ahead.
add one last thing before you hang up.
Yep.
There's a lot going on out here. You got to do a lot of reading between the lines. And all I can say is don't get caught playing checkers when your opponent's playing chess. Yeah.
Amen.
That's a good thought.
Amen.
I like that.
All right,
Very
gentlemen,
smart.
you have a good evening. Good night, everybody.
You too, Donnie.
Good
Love
night,
you, Donnie.
brother.
Good night, Sam.
Love you.
Love you.
And I'm going to lead us all out with much love to all you all. And Brother Benny, God bless you. Sister Michelle in North Carolina, good to see you all in the chat. Sister Crystal Gypsy, Sister S. Woods, Brother Fred Knotts, always. Leonard, it's good to see all new faces. Sister Southside, Brother Mike, all you all, thank you for coming in. And like always, God bless. Stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. And please, please, please get out and vote. Vote red. We do not need these far left, dim libertards running our country to the ground. Fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God, fight the good fight, and always stay locked and loaded 100%. Adios. Later.